Hi, this is George from California. Rough year. It's been a crazy year. Uh, I think my MS started when I was 18. I just didn't realize it because it's insidious. My hands were numb every once in a while. Just not enough to really make a difference in my consciousness, but it got active when I was 28. Now I'm going to be 68 December 31st, and I've had MS around 40 years. And I know now. And I've seen a lot of changes. It's amazing all the changes. Before there was no internet, there was no information. Now there's loads of information and international networks, people from all different parts of the world. I met a doctor who was in Iraq. He says a lot of people in Iraq have MS. Uh, in Mexico, somebody, I didn't understand too much about MS once, and she says, George, in Mexico, Guatemala, there's people with MS. There's people with multiple sclerosis anywhere. This disease, they don't know the exact cause. They've genetic predisposition, but now studies are showing that there are genes that trigger, that turn on, activate the condition. It's not contagious. It just becomes active. And since there's different forms, some are very aggressive, and some are mild or moderately active. And that's all contingent on the triggers or the nature nurture. The nature part, let's say we develop it, the nurture part is it going to get worse? Are we putting toxins in our gut? Are we messing up our gut bacteria? Because there's a lot of neurological activity in there. So we have to be really careful with our nutrition, because all those different nutrients and toxins that we ingest, they make a difference. They activate or they shut off the activity of the condition. So nutrition is important. And the doctor once told me this is a complex metabolic disease. I get it now more than ever, because the approach to wellness, I believe in wellness. I believe I may not be cured, but I will be well, is complex response. In it's a holistic response. Even Zen, complementary alternative medications. Um, we can be biased and angry against whoever, whatever, capitalism, this and that, but they spend tons of money to make a difference, to study, get some positive results, get their money back for sure. But anyhow, so I've tried disease-modifying drugs since they were released in the 90s. I've been on 5, been on Ocrevus since 2017, and that stabilizes my condition. A doctor once told me, you're lucky, you're fortunate, because Ocrevus doesn't work for everybody, but there are so many different kinds of disease-modifying drugs. And now that they have the genetic studies going on, family genetics and all that, and they're really studying all the different variables and compositions of all the chemistry. It's got to be right around the corner where maybe they won't completely understand, but they will, and they already are, figuring out how to, if not really slow it down to almost a halt, or stop it, or even prevent it with vaccines. We don't know that stuff. It's all speculation. But anyhow, here we go. George from California. I've had MS about 40 years. It's about, I believe in that adaptation and just growing with the condition and going through the hard times. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And I know that some of us are unfortunate. We're in very difficult situations because this disease, it affects our nervous system. And and this always gets me, because the part that we need the most, our brain, our central nervous system, is being sometimes very aggressively destroyed. It's really hard. I know it's really hard. But this disease, it has ups and downs, ups and downs. I mean, I could tell you one time my whole body was totally numb. My eyes were bad. My hands were contracted. Big time down. And then of course that affects the mind and the spirit. And then if your mind, we already know about that. But if we're depressed, we're not going to get better. But how do you get better when your body's going through all this physical, and you're experiencing, and now the social part? So it's not easy. That's not easy, but it's possible. And there's a lot of resources out there. And with this disease, like I was saying, my body was totally numb. Now just my hands are numb. I've been totally weak where I can't even pick up flowers. One time I was trying to give my mom some flowers. I could barely hold them up. The neighbor came by and says, "Hey, I can help you carry that." But that's changed. Now my strength's back. But part of that is because exercise, nutrition, spirituality, family, wellness approach, and just keep your positive, proactive approach to life and well-being. Take care. This is George from California. Namaste, ciao.